Hey everyone, welcome back. Got another video for you here. This one is a hobby related, and it's the conclusion for our Conflict 47 campaign, the battle for Solivgrad. Um, a quick walkthrough of how the campaign, the setup of the campaign, walk through the missions, and just kind of our thoughts afterwards. So on to the just overall background. Due to the geography of the region, um, the the Germans had to hit this town. So the Soviets have been using this as a base for their resupply and their Riftech depot. So they're out, bringing out their new heavy armor or what have you. They're just bringing out all their stuff and using this as a staging point and repair facility. Well, the Germans were able to get some gains, and now this is a realistic objective for them to capture. So it's in their interest to just capture the town, gives them a good defensive point, but also to take this asset from the Soviets, partly just from a logistical aspect, but just also just to see what we're working with. The overall scoring. So we played this mission linear, so there was no if attacker wins do this, if defender wins do this. We wanted to play a short and sweet campaign, get 4 games, and we wanted to test out converting over some of the bolt action campaign books to Conflict 47 and getting some good little short campaigns and stuff out of it. So we did this by picking our 4 missions and just assigning points for how well the attacking force did in the mission, and then based on we'll just add up their points at the end and determine that you know so in the case of this, they've lost all 4. We just assume that as in the case of this mission or campaign, the Germans rolled up to the town and were just completely repelled. um, and obviously if they win everyone, they roll into the town and just blow through it and don't even stop. So that brings us on to our first mission. So yeah, this is them rolling into the town. um, yeah, so this is one where it's the only mission of this campaign that's actually played on a full 6x4 board. Um, so one thing that happened throughout this campaign was that we each got certain free assets or units or things. Um, but yeah, this one ended up being a German win, so he was able to swoop in and capture. He got a lot of his units. The main objective was getting into here, and he got most of his units in here, so it was racking up a lot of points. So the second mission is, the idea being is they've rolled into town, and they made it through the outskirts and they're on the edge of town. So now they're trying to gobble up real estate and just get up as much as they can and control. And that's in this mission. That's why we're doing it's table quarters that is played on a 4x4, and yeah, it's just that's to signify them just trying to grab up blocks and areas of the city on their march to the Riftech facility. So luckily we were able to play this one to a draw, and yeah, so more or less us kind of stunting the German assault. And then rolls us into game 3 here. Yeah, this is to really signify the stalling of the attack. So this is where the barricades have been set up on every block, buildings have been blown out, and secret tunnels and everything. And it's just starting to become a real quagmire of things. This particular mission we were playing, there's 5 objectives scattered throughout, and this one being the deciding objective. It was a German win, so he was able to clear me off this objective. This mission in particular had some pretty interesting deployment area items, whereas from a defender you could pop up on any of the objectives that have yet to be captured by the attackers, kind of signifying you've had a little paths to your objective, your firing points, and so yeah, you just have units pop up here. So that's why a very slow infantry unit was able to pop up, halfway across the board. And then on to mission 4. This was the final defensive point basically before they hit the depot. Again, it was on a 4x4. and these were based on the mission fixed. We had the defender, in this case me, had some fixed assets of what we hadn't had to do. So this was a basically a base, and it was defended, and along with mandatory obstacles out here. This one was a pretty tough mission, I think, for the attacker, in that there's two objectives in our base, the defender's base, and not only did he have to get come onto the board, he had to get all the way through here through the this first line, and then capture one of the two objectives in the back, which is, I mean, honestly, it seemed fairly difficult, especially if you didn't plan your force around it. In the case of Conflict 47, take a flying unit, maybe an outflanking units. Yeah, there's just a lot that can go wrong, or you can get stalled out, and the defender could just win just by slowing you down. Which, I mean, kind of the point is the defender, but from the attacker, you just have to have that, kind of be aware of it. So their overall conclusion of the campaign. So the German forces scored 9 points, which gave them a minor victory. As far as the background or the aftermath, so the Germans were slowed, but they did capture the town and the depot. The Soviets, we were able to pull off our most valuable items and evacuate the repair personnel, the mechanics and such, and some of the more valuable equipment. But a lot of things were still left behind and or destroyed. So not only did we lose the town and the facility itself, but a decent bit of equipment. So some things non-campaign related. This was very good. It was very easy converting a bolt action campaign to Conflict 47. So if anybody's thinking about it, I would strongly suggest it. I would tell you to do kind of what we did here with the Fortress Budapest book, and that that book is 16 something missions or more. We just shortened it down to 4 as a trial run. I would suggest you to do the same. We had a lot of fun with it. The other one being, so we'll make some minor tweaks here and there, I think, in some of the missions. Haven't quite decided that yet, but yeah, we'll go through that and then probably play through it again, in this case with the Soviets as the attacking force, and then the Nazis or whoever as the defenders. As far as coming up ahead, we've already started eyeballing some additional campaign books. So right now I'm building up a Japanese force, and I got some terrain I think would be a good Pacific theme. So right now I'm looking at some of the Pacific books to see what would be good as something I can convert over. But overall, I mean, both from a campaign standpoint and just a logistical non-campaign standpoint, it was very easy, and I would suggest anybody that's looking forward to it or looking at something like this to kind of maybe mix things up, definitely give it a try. My group, like I said, it was just as a test. It was a buddy and me, just playing through this. We had a good time with it, so like I said, we'll probably keep this up and keep playing. But overall, it was a good time. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good one.